conference, and we are pleased to present Karen Ellis, who is speaking at the conference tonight. And so we are wondering to know, why did you accept the invitation to be here?
Oh my gosh. Well, first I want to say, tell the bishop and to yourself, do not stop doing this conference. The reason I came back this year was I had heard last year about, before that I had heard about NAAMC, and I thought, wow, it sounds like my people. People who have a heart for a global church and are saturated in the African American experience and know that we have made significant contributions to world missions. And then I found out, I said, what? There's a conference where all this gets together and all these pieces of my identity, my God-given identity intersect? I was like, I'm there. And then I got invited to speak last year. And my husband and I came, and we were so blessed, encouraged, enriched. And I said to him, I said, even if we don't get invitations next year, we're going to try and go.
Wow.
So that's why I'm here.
That's awesome to hear. Let me ask you, what do you think the disconnect is in the African American community to the mission?
We don't know our history. We don't know our history. My husband and I, we teach in seminary.
Okay.
And most of our seminary curricula are taught from European perspective, right? And the focus is on what Europe was doing. And there's some great stuff to be mined there. Great theology, great work, great movement, great mission work. But we rarely hear about what the rest of the world was doing.
Okay.
At that time. And so I think that promotes the disconnect. When we think about African Americans in mission, we think we're stepping into a stream for the first time. But we actually have this rich historical legacy, not just of doing missions, but of doing missions under adverse conditions.
And I think that's part of our issue in mission, right? Is getting beyond our comfort. So what do you say to the pastor that says, hey, we already have a drug program, we already have a prison ministry, we're doing missions, and they are doing mission in their local community. What do you say to pastors who don't necessarily think that missions is a call to the nations? How do we get that perspective to open up?
I do this with people. I would encourage people to understand that the local and the global are connected. They feed each other. And a lot of the same things that we're seeing in our neighborhoods, the global church is experiencing in theirs. It's just the cast of characters changes. Satan only has a certain number of tricks.
This is true.
So he keeps hashing out the same stuff over and over and over again. And after a while, you start to say, hey, wait a minute. What is Iran doing about poverty in their neighborhoods? What is Pakistan doing? How are people addressing those things? And the world opens up and you realize we are a global body. And what happens here matters there, and what happens there matters here. And so I'm just trying to encourage people to see that our story matters to people outside of our context, and theirs matter to us as well.
What do you say to the missionary in their church that says, I want to go?
I'll say,
but I ain't got no money.
Oh, yeah.
What is this whole funding issue and raising support that also seems to be a barrier? We're talking about catching the mission vision, and our panel earlier was talking about these barriers that we have to that happening. So what about that person who says, I want to go, but I just don't see how I'm going to get there?
Right. So in the spirit of working through adversity and being creative, in the midst of that adversity, there are people like Byron Johnson and Kim Johnson who have developed organizations to assist African Americans who want to go into missions to approach fundraising from a creative. We don't have, we've got a big wealth gap.
Yeah.
We got some catching up to do. So we don't have the networks at our disposal. So they can walk you through, and lots of organizations like them can walk you through how to develop those kinds of support networks. Listen, we had ancestors who they were either self-emancipated or just post-slavery in 1865, who found a way to go where God was calling them to go. And that same God is still in operation today. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. And if he was funding them then, surely he will fund us today.
Awesome. Last question. We want to ask you, why should someone come to the National African American Mission?
All these reasons I just gave. You come, I think, because there is a wonderful, and I'm going to talk about this later on, there is a wonderful story unfolding And it's an opportunity, NAAMC is an opportunity to look at past, present, and future. Just like when we take the Lord's Supper, something that the Lord instituted, it was His work, His body, His blood. We hold those elements today tangibly in our hands and look forward to the future of what He's going to harmonize. And He's the only one who can harmonize the nations. Listen, we're a mess, right? The nations are raging. They're in a turmoil. And He says, I am keeping a people unto myself, called by my name, and I will harmonize these nations and bring them back into my presence, worshiping around my throne. That's why you want to come. You want the big picture so that you can appreciate what God is doing in your own community on a much broader level.
Awesome. Well, you can see that's why we invited her back. She is a wealth of knowledge and passion, so encouraging African Americans into the mission field. We really appreciate you being here, and we're looking forward to seeing what you're going to share tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate